Hi YouTube friends, Alicia back here with you with another thrifty haul. I had been trying to be good, and I mean for the most part I have been pretty good about not purchasing things. Today was the exception, and you'll see what I bought. So I bought all this fabric here for 50 cents. You can tell me if it was worth it or not. I mean for 50 cents I don't think you can go wrong, no matter what you get in a bag pretty much. But I got this fabric that I'm videoing on, which is probably my least favorite. I like the color, but I don't like the texture of it. And then I got this pink cotton fabric, and this fabric, which is also kind of ugly. A lot of it's kind of ugly, to be honest, but some of it's really fun. This is vintage. It's ugly, but it's fun, so I will do something with that. This, I wish the center was in. I believe it was a Jets center, which for those of you that don't know is the Winnipeg hockey team. I am a Jets fan. I'm a hockey fan. I'm not necessarily a Jets fan, but I am a hockey fan. But all that's left is the coloring. This is probably my favorite piece. The vintage cars. And most of them are started in pieces, or somebody started something in them with them, sorry. But that's okay. I'm not looking to sew clothing out of them. It's just for junk journaling and some fabric projects. I do a tiny bit of sewing outside of junk journaling. I made some keychains, and I made a pocket turtle, and I make the rice bags. Sorry, my words aren't coming. I also really like this fabric. I'm a little annoyed with myself, to be honest, because I finally got my fabrics organized so that everything fit in my little fabric area. These are not going to even maybe fit. But I really wish there was a bigger piece of this. This is so fun. But I'm going to use it anyways, even though it's kind of ratty. I'm going to just put a finished edge on it, and I will use it in a junk journal. Little tiny pieces. I don't want to get stuck on this because there's quite a bit of it. This. A Minnie Mouse piece. This one I also really liked, but it's just a strip and there's not much of it. It's just leaves. This one reminds me of a circuit board, like electrical. I like this fabric, but this one is a weird... It's stretchy, not weird, it's just stretchy, so we'll see. I'm thinking I might be able to use it to make closures if I cut it into strips. I also really like this pink one. This is a hot mess. These are a bunch of small, not necessarily small, but scraps that are cut into weird shapes of this fabric. I would have liked a big piece of this fabric that wasn't cut into weird shapes, because yellow, gray, and black, I love that color combination. And it looks mixed media. So I will find something to do with that for sure. There's a whole stack of it. It's gray patterns. This is ugly as far as I'm concerned, but I will find something to do with this as well. So fabric can kind of be used like paper in the sense that you can put an ugly piece of fabric as your base layer and then layer on top of it for like a fabric snippet roll or whatever you want to do. as well. So I'm thinking that some of this might just end up being like base layer fabric that gets covered, because it is cotton, which is nice. Sorry, I'm gonna just grab this whole stack and move it over. There we go. This green I also like. I think it's fun. These were bibs that were in there and they're not finished. I am going to use my niece and measure to see if these holes are wide enough to actually be a child's bib or baby bib. And then I will add a snap and turn them into bibs because they're already serged and done. And I have a friend that's expecting a little boy. So these are very cute. And this one, I'm not sure. Like, they must have goofed because it doesn't come to a close. But I'm going to, just like I said, I'm going to see if I can just, if they're still big enough and I can add a snap or velvet or whatever I add to it to finish them. Blue cotton. And most of this is cotton, so that is nice. That piece. And then this piece, which I don't know, I'm thinking maybe it was pillowcases or something. But it's a nice big blue piece. So I don't know what I'm going to use it for. It's just solid blue cotton. So yeah, we'll see. For 50 cents, like I said, I don't think I can go wrong. And let's get on to the rest of it, because now we're 6 minutes in and we've looked at fabric. So this is one of those things that most people are going to be like, what did you buy that for? This is a vintage paper confetti. It was actually made in Canada. This one says it's from the 60s. And it was 25 cents. And it doesn't say on the package. I googled it, so I don't know if that's accurate. And this one, it said from the 90s. I actually remember confetti like the first, well, like either one of these bags from when I was a kid. Not because I was that old, but because Mom always kept like confetti in a craft box for me. So I don't know that I'm going to use these necessarily. I might, but I have a bit of a vintage display and I've collected some vintage art and craft supplies, and I kind of want to add those to that. Which is the reason I purchased them, and they were 25 cents each. This was 35 cents. It is just pink elastic. It was from LA Express or Temu or somewhere. I can use it for closures, but I can also use it to make hair ties. I don't necessarily want hot pink hair ties, but I have nieces that would. And I bought this, which is for screen printing. I have screen printed in high school. I didn't love it, so I don't think I would actually get the stuff to screen print, but I believe I can use this just like regular fabric paint. If not, I can make screens to do it through, but I'm not really too interested in screen printing. This I was excited to find. It's iron-on for Cricut. There's not a whole lot left on it, but it was 50 cents, and I have a die cut. I'm going to see if I can cut with it, and I would like to put it on clothing. So I got that. I got these, which were 50 cents. Not quite what I thought they were. I thought there were a variety of alligator clips and then the round pins, but they're attached. You can buy them on eBay and Amazon and AliExpress and all that, but I can't quite figure out why. Sorry, it's really glaring. First off, this alligator clip would hurt your head. Second off, if you're going to have a hair clip, why do you want a pin on the back? And if you're going to use a brooch, why do you want an alligator clip on it? So I don't know that they work well together. And I was trying to separate them because I actually wanted pins to fill them and make like faux flares for my journals. And they just bend. It's just a tack weld, but they're not that easy to let go. But I did get them for 50 cents. I will figure out something to do with them. I can use them on fabric, I thought, like even the alligator clip part on fabric, but it's so bulky to be in a journal. And it would definitely rip paper. So Oh, sorry, I got a few more fabric pieces that were part of that 50 cents. I got this, which is cute. I'm going to Thanksgiving journal, fall journal. I got these pieces, and I got this piece, which is actually the reason I grabbed the bag, was for this, I don't know which way it goes, this way, embroidered trim. Okay, and then I bought this, which this is from when I was a kid, and they also had the candle making one, and I almost bought it because it's a vintage book and I'd like to display them. However, I think I have the candle making one still. I'm not positive from when I was a kid. The other thing is I also want to make a couple of things out of this book. I want to make this starfish, and I want to make a pocket puppy. And I might have made that one when I was younger. I don't know, but I do want to make them. So they have the templates, and I want to make this frog as well. There's the pocket puppy. So yeah, I'm one of those, I don't care where the craft is. If it's a kid's book, adult book, if I want to make it, I make it. So for 50 cents, I grabbed that. The next thing that I grabbed were a bunch of pencil crayons. And I grabbed, these were 25 cents. And they're from Germany. Or they're a German brand, Trilino, I believe is how you say it. The only review I read about it said they were actually very good, and like they're comparable to Crayola, so they're very good children's pencil crayon, and adults can use them as well, they said. So I don't know if the reviews seem, the one review I saw on it was very positive. I only found one. I think they're like $30 for 12 on Amazon Canadian, so they're not cheap. And then I bought these. These are the cool Nori. They are not pencil crayons, they are highlighter pencils used for like Bible journaling or just highlighting in general. I bought those. These I found on another thrift store trip, and I thought they were fun. They are flexible rubber pencils, and I looked on Amazon, and a pack of 10 goes for $13, so those were fun. I was excited to find these. They're not a full set, unfortunately, but they're the Prismacolor Varathane pencil crayons, and they were 75 cents. So for 75 cents, it was worth it to me. This is another one. So these are the Prismacolor Scholar, and they were 75 cents. Also not a full set. I have the full 72 set of these. I really like my Prismacolors, so I grabbed those. To use. These, I have no idea what they were. These were random. They weren't 50 cents. I just put them in this bag that I took the other different pencil crayons out of. And they have like love, fun. Yeah, I don't know what those are. These are fun. I will just show you these. Back to vintage supplies. So, sorry. These are the original Varathane pencil crayons, and they were done by Eagle. And these are all scarlet red. They're actually quite expensive now to find the vintage ones. I will use one of these for sure. Well, how do I say this? I'll put one away for sure with my vintage stuff, but the rest I have no problem using because I don't need to be collecting 4 vintage Varathane pencil crayons of the same color. And if I had a full set, honestly, and they were vintage, I would still use them. Okay, and then I'm going to just show you. I don't know. This is... Oh, this is really neat too. This is not vintage. Well, I don't know if it is. It's a General's transfer pencil, and this is for fabric transfers. You can draw on tracing paper, and it will transfer onto your fabric, which will be really neat for embroidery or slow stitching, which I really like to do. This says it's some kind of... Nothing is focusing. I'm so sorry. AW fiber eraser stick, also wrist. So I don't know if it's an actual eraser or not, but it is clearly vintage. Random vintage pencil crayon. Dixon Color Art. What is this? Bible marker. And this one is Vogue Art Red. I don't know if it's anything special. And I know some of you aren't going to be into the different kind of pencils and pencil crayons. I am. I am fascinated by vintage office supplies and vintage art supplies. Vintage anything, if we're honest. I also picked up these. They are the oil-based Arteza paint markers, and there was 5 of them. They've never been used for $1.25. I don't know why. They sell them in a pack of 12 on Amazon. I don't know why you would want 12 of the same color, unless you were doing a very specific project. But for $1.25, I'll take 5 of them. On Amazon, I think they were like, I don't know what they were, $30 for 12. I would not buy 12 of the same colors for $30. But anyways, this I was really excited about. This is laminating sheets. I don't know how many are in here. There's 25 according to the package, but it's been opened. I don't know how many were in here. It was $3. And it's the legal size, which that doesn't matter to me as far as I don't want to laminate anything that's legal size. It matters to me because it means I have more laminator sheet for $3. So I was very excited to find that. And I use laminating for crafting. I don't really laminate otherwise. So yeah, that's why I said I was very excited. The size didn't matter. And then these were fun. Backstreet Boys Millennium. I'm a CD girl. I'm a Backstreet Boys girl. I was excited to find that for $1. And then Annie Oakley. I am also a DVD girl. I don't have Netflix. I don't have a smart TV. I have a DVD player. So found that for $2 to see DVDs were in great shape. And so I was excited to find those. And that is my haul. And I paid $13 for everything. Let me know what you would have bought if you think $13 was a good price. Did I overpay? Did I underpay, if you want to say it? Just let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys would have bought these items. And I will talk to you all soon.